to 5:05. If it's a 7-hour flight or a 45-minute drive, in my imagination you're waiting, lying on your side, with your hands between your thighs. Stop and wait a sec. When you look at me like that, my darling, what did you expect? I'd probably still adore you with your hand. I'm going back to 5:05. If it's a 7-hour.
Right. Okay. Time to start. Yes, I know. Ready whenever you are. Okay, welcome to today's live stream. So first of all, I am Toothless and welcome to today's interview. My guest is today is Dean. Welcome, Dean.
Hello, hello. Lovely to be
So-
here as always.
Lovely. Lovely jubbly. Right, so the first question, which is what I want to know as well, actually. Why did you decided to become an independent?
I'm not even going to start asking how my day's been. You can
Oh,
ask,
yeah, sorry.
does it?
Actually, that is a good point. How was your day? How's your day been, actually? before we had to start?
Wonderful question. I wonder how you came up with it. No, so could be better, could be worse. Normal rudimentary day at the at the long day factory. So you know, all's well in the world.
Yeah, fair enough, fair enough, fair enough. Same here, to be honest with you. Same here. Right. Anyway, let's get on to questions, shall we?
Indeed,
Right.
indeed.
Okay. Why did you decided to become a independent?
Certainly to change things up a little bit. I must, before I kind of waffle on about this, I will say I have a great admiration here for the British Union, or TBU, as we all know him,
Here.
for managing to finally find a way to reintegrate independence back into the system in a way that's not going to like destroy the party system, like what happened in the first election of 2021, when Nathless basically obliterated all the other parties as an independent, and yet only won one single seat because that's how it
Yeah, I
worked back
remember.
then.
I think I remember that actually.
Yeah, I mean, oh god, I mean, he ran a very successful like independent campaign, and that obviously took the form of the Reform Party,
Fair enough.
and obviously he became prime minister based off that. So, um, ironically, two people in this race, Reba and myself, were around for that, that the Reform Party back then. So I just wanted to quickly note that. But no intentions. What I want to do, I'm running because I think there's just a great opportunity to really define what it means to be an independent, sort of in this new sort of the Lothian sisters system, as I've called it. I think I want to raise the bar really high. I think with something as I wouldn't say as new as this, as we had independence in the past, of course, but something kind of as sort of refreshed as this, like this new sort of type of independent where they're going to be elected on the second ballot. I think it's just I want to raise the bar for it really, really high. And ultimately, I've done kind of everything else. I want to try and explore this route, see where it takes me, and see what I can do in that route for the betterment of the community.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, I got no reply for that. That's fair enough. Right. Okay. Second question. What is your goal if you do manage to become an MP again?
Oh, my goals. Well, I'm certainly working on my policy platform a little bit, but I can give a couple of hints as
Yeah,
to
sure.
what I'm going to be incorporating in it, or just a little bit of some descriptions.
Yeah, sure.
Um, of course, I want to bring on sort of more people into my sort of policy team to come up with more stuff. But one of the major things that I want to accomplish if I am, returns to Westminster at the coming election, is to sort of pioneer some reforms to employment law in this community. I think there's
Yeah.
a lot of things that can be sort of changed about it to make it more efficient, both for employees and employers. Now, I was. I don't think I'm tooting my own horn here to say that I was one of the most fundamental individuals involved in employment law in its current sort of shape of like
Yeah.
protecting workers' rights. Coming into existence, that was something I did as Labour Party leader back in 2021 and 2022, and something that
I
I still
I
continue to
I
advocate
remember that.
for. Yes,
I remember
something I
that.
still continue advocating for to this day. But I think ever since sort of 2023, I think it's just been abused a little bit. Not like the law's been abused, but
Yeah.
rather I think the current act, which is the Employment Rights Act, I don't think it's really fit for purpose. And I think there is I think we can phase out contracts, at
Yeah,
least for
fair enough.
employment law. I think we can replace that with sort of just job descriptions, have like a basic level of workers' rights that cannot be violated by those job descriptions, and sort of go off that really.
Yeah, fair enough.
Again, I'm working on sort of the full scheme, but one thing that I want to do as part of this is potentially have a royal commission look into this and definitely push the next government to do a royal commission for this, because I think it's obviously a it's a big thing that's going to impact like the entire working world of this community. That's public sector, private sector, that civil
Yeah.
service. Everything is impacted by employment law.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things to cover there, and I think a royal commission would be suitable, and that's something I would certainly advocate for in Parliament. That, as well as the major other thing that I want to advocate for,
Yeah, fair
um,
enough.
a larger emphasis on sort of long term sort of storyline based role play events as opposed to these sort of like short ones where it kind of keeps Westbridge alive for like 2 days and that's about it, or like a week at most. I think we need to kind of, as a community, try and phase into these like long term sort of storyline events, sort of the kind of storylines you'd get in like video games, literally,
Yeah,
of
fair
like
enough.
sort of like long term natural disasters and stuff like that. Um, in my capacity as the National Archivist, keeper of the public records, there was a server we actually got given for our archive, which was the an operations server that they used for the British Indian Ocean Territory event that they
Yeah,
did.
yeah.
Not the one where I went into exile, the other one.
Yeah, I remember
Um,
that.
oh, I know, yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. God.
Sadly, I'm talking about the less explosive one, but
Yes, yes.
it was a natural disaster sort of event that they did, and they obviously had like the military do like humanitarian sort of efforts, and they also had an insurgency try capitalize on that, and those are the kind of big events that I would like to see this community do,
Yeah,
like
fair enough. Yeah.
storyline ones that get the government involved, get multiple agencies involved, and kind of develop a bit of identity.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's the kind of
So,
thing I would certainly also be advocating for as an MP, and I'd be very happy to work with any government or any party that is elected to try and achieve those two major things. But I'll certainly be releasing more ideas as the days go on.
fair enough, fair enough. Okay then. Third question that I am actually wondering, as a former speaker, how much fun was it?
Oh,
Question mark. Did I cut out?
yep, I do believe you cut out there.
I do apologise. Okay, as a former speaker,
Yep.
how much fun was it?
Oh, it depends. I think as a percentage, I think it was fun. I'd say about 50% of the time. The other 50% was just dealing with like recurring offenders who
God,
annoyed
yeah.
me.
Yeah, I
Um,
don't blame you.
I think like twisting the question a little bit here. I think as speaker, you really do have to know when to put your foot down, and you need to be able to die on that hill as well.
True.
I think speakers who are very wishy-washy are usually the ones who get obliterated by like Parliament and by the Commons. Um,
Yes,
Pretty much
yeah,
every single bad speaker that I can think of sort of backed down and resigned essentially.
yeah.
Um, whereas I didn't do any of that, to be blunt. Whenever
Fair
I've been
enough.
in the wrong, I've been happy to admit it. But if you're the Speaker of the House, you need to be able to command authority. I like to think that's something I did. I mean, what, two attempted votes of no confidence against me, and like only one of them ever went to a vote, and it failed by quite a bit. So
Yes,
I would like to say I had a
I
pretty
actually remember that as
successful.
well.
Yeah.
But
So
yeah,
I mean, that was quite recent, to be fair. That was like the
yes, it was
final
quite
sitting.
recent. Yeah, yeah, it was quite recent. Yeah,
Yeah. So that wasn't an issue at all. But
yeah,
um, there's yeah, as speaker, it's fun if you, I think, have the respect of the house. You need to be able to have fun sometimes, but you can't do that at the expense of like the job actually, like the Commons actually doing its job. So I like to think I had a healthy balance, and I hope that the next speaker, whoever that is able to do just the same. And I'm happy to always help that speaker as well.
okay, perfect. Just go to note one thing on the YouTube live stream
Mhm.
chat. I am not going to
Mhm.
mention that just for to let you know. So thank you for that, William TVRX, but no, thank you. Um, um, right, how do you expect Parliament to be affected with you no longer being a speaker?
I do think it's going to take time for the Commons to adapt. I think I'm very happy to. Well, I'm not very happy to say that I think one of the one shortcomings of my speakership that I do sort of feel a little bit bad for is I was not really able to cultivate a very strong immediate
Okay.
successor. There's several people I would certainly like have hope for, but I would say they still have like room to improve. And again, I'm more than happy to try and mentor people because that's
Yeah,
what
fair enough.
something that's kind of what my duty should be. I've been here for
Yeah.
now, it's coming up to like 13 years now,
13 years.
in and out of the community. I know. I don't
Wow.
get any younger, trust me.
Wow.
But it is sort of the responsibility falls on me to kind of try and pass on that knowledge and skills to people who are going to be fulfilling those jobs. And of course, there are people in that chamber who I am hopeful for. I think I know Clark has announced his intention, and he was I liked him as a deputy speaker. I got along with him, and he's a little bit more lax than me, I would say, but I think the Commons will appreciate that. So I think Clark, I wish him the best of luck, and I'm again happy to mentor him if he wants that. But I think there's a few individuals in the chamber that I'm hopeful for. I'd love to see the right on go for it. The right on is he needs to become speaker at some point. I know he's a party leader right now, but I really want him to be a speaker before he retires. I think he would be a really, really strong speaker for the modern age.
Yeah, I do agree with that. Actually, I really do agree with that.
He's got very good parliamentary understanding. He is able to command respect. He's able to have a laugh. He knows when to draw the line between order and fun. He's a really good individual on that front. I think he would be if he weren't a party leader, he'd be the perfect fit, and I'd crown him immediately if I was the House of Commons. But he's a party leader. I've got it. He's going for prime minister. I've got to respect that. But I think I don't know what will happen to the Commons though. In answer to your question, I think the Commons will be fine. I think there will be a bit of a struggle at first because there is going to be someone new in that chair after so long. And I have tried to transition a little bit by letting Clark take charge of more sittings towards the end, and Ozsex as well. When he was briefly deputy speaker, he'd be another really good candidate. But again, I know he's very sort of dedicated to the 4-star front bench, so understandable on that front as well. But I would say the House has 3 really, really good good candidates, and I hope all of them go for it at some point.
Agreed. Yeah, actually, really agreed. Hopefully, Clark does get it. Actually, he's quite good occasionally.
Yeah, no, I think he is able to handle sittings. I think there's a couple areas he could improve, but I mean, I could say that about everyone in the Commons. So and ultimately, there is a new generation now. I'm very much in the past. I am stuck in the past. I don't want to go to the Lords. I really don't. I want to try and make the most of the House of Commons, and that's why another big reason why I'm running as a independent. I want to still dedicate myself to the Commons. I love it there. I don't want to retire to the Lords. That is a retirement home. I will feel culturally restrained there a little bit, so I don't want to go there. At least not until I'm literally, expired, essentially. But nothing further to really add on that line of questioning.
Right, okay then. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. 5th question: if you do have a rival right now, who might it be? Independent wise, that is.
All of them. Kidding.
All of them.
No, in terms of I think it'll be a friendly race. I mean, I've spoken with Reba and Mason. I think I've spoken to all of the independent candidates at least once or twice.
Fair enough. Yeah.
And there is a camaraderie. We all want the best Parliament for the House of Commons. We're all running in the public interest. That I do not doubt. I mean, Mason and I have been exchanging ideas and just concepts and laughs and whatnot. And same thing with Reba. But if I had to put down a rival, just for laughs, I'm gonna say Reba, just because.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Now Reba is I do consider Reba a friend. Terrible party leader. Kidding. Not really kidding, but no. If I had to just say a name, I'll say Reba. I'm very closely aligned ideologically, I guess, and spiritually with Mason and Happy and Lewis. They're also people I quite respect. I'd also respect Thank You now, but he does appear to be stabbing me to death.
And he just gave me the sword. Right then, thank you.
He's giving you the knife.
I'm being pinned here. It's not my fault. Do you want us to sword fight after this broadcast?
That's an interesting proposition in some parts of the world. No, but no.
Okay,
if I had to, If
Well,
I had
okay.
to say a rival, it'd be. I'll just say Reba for laughs. I'll say Reba.
Okay, fair enough, fair enough. Right, okay then. Sixth question. Since becoming Director General for BBC in the UK group again, how much are you enjoying it?
Oh, Jesus. It's...
Sorry, loads of questions.
Oh God, I really hate being honest.
You
It's
don't have to be honest.
okay. It. I'm going to put it really bluntly. I do not enjoy doing. I was going to say the Twitter posts, but we don't do the Twitter posts now because the
Yeah.
platform sucks. So,
Yes, it does. I mean, the UK in real life is trying to ban it.
yes, we have. That's also a motivator of why we've kind of switched, because if it does end up getting banned, then at least we were ahead. But also because Twitter just sucks, and
Yes,
I
it does.
don't really want to keep using it because it is just being used to commit illegal activity, and I'm
Yeah.
not going to talk about it on this broadcast. But
Yes.
we all read the news. We all know what it's about. But
Yes, we do.
um, the BBC's enjoyable enough. I love doing the broadcasts. Like I don't, you know, I love the broadcast so much. I love voice calling. I love talking to people. I love having a laugh with people
Yeah,
on
fair
air and just interviewing people and learning more about them, and also showing them off to the community, because we all love to stand in front of an audience and be ourselves a little bit sometimes. But
Yeah, fair enough.
the actual like news reporting does irk me a little bit, just because it's very, you can burn out quite quickly. And I think anyone who runs a general news company will know what I mean when I say it is so depressing to make tweets. Sometimes it's so just tiring, and like you get burnt out quite quickly. And it's why there's never really been a continuous general news company, because it's boring. Like,
Yeah,
it
fair
is so
enough.
boring. The closest company that we ever had to like consistently posting general news was ITV, but even they don't now. So
Yeah, yeah,
there's it's just sort of, I don't know, it's very demotivating sometimes to run the BBC because you're doing the same thing over and over again. But the broadcasts give me a little bit of life, and it's why I'm still there. I
yeah,
would
fair
love
enough.
to find someone else to run it at some point, because I want to focus on like politics again. I want to focus on having opinions and enacting those opinions in policy
Yeah,
and
fair enough.
law, and bills, acts, whatever, what have you. Which obviously is a little bit constraining running the national broadcaster, and obviously having to hold back those opinions when on air and when actually writing the news, and especially doing like BBC Verify, which I thoroughly enjoyed doing BBC Verify. It's just takes a few hours to verify
Yeah,
everything.
yeah, fair enough.
Um,
Yeah,
but someone has to do it, and I'm happy to. It's
fair.
I would like to find a new generation of broadcasters, of national
Yeah,
journalists
yeah,
to
fair
do
enough.
things. Yeah.
Question that avatar next to you right now. Anyway, um, the boss actually asked a very valid question. What were your thoughts about the SD government when they were around? When they were government,
Now,
obviously.
I just mentioned that I run the BBC and how I can't give many of my opinion. I'm kidding. I can give opinions now. It's
Yes,
fine.
you can.
I just can't. The way I see it is that I can give opinions on other broadcasters. I can't on the BBC. That's the way I see it.
Yeah,
Um,
fair enough.
so I think with Sun and Since's government, um, full disclosure here, I do admire Sun in that she began her political career as like a second generation Heathcotean. And what I mean by that is she started her career under the leadership of 21 Archies, who is
Yeah,
like a Heathcote. He started his he reached cabinet and whatnot
yeah,
during like my time as Labour leader, and it's there is a bit of like that sort of like Row familial connection there, and like Row legacy, if you want to call it that.
yeah,
So
fairs.
on that front, I do like value Sun, especially as a friend and as a colleague, because it's like, she does embody a lot of the same sort of beliefs. And
Yeah,
one thing I should note is that the change at the BBC, where we're using the embeds now and whatnot. Oh, nice. Thanks, Frankie, for doing the speech bubble. That's true, by the way. Um, like it's thrown me off completely. Sunnocence started doing the embed stuff during her government, and that has inspired kind of what the BBC's doing. Like it
Yeah,
has. It's given me a bit of a new thoughts on how to use embeds for like regular like reportage, and also for my independent campaign. I'm using it, and I'm
fair
building
enough,
on
yeah.
that as well. So it's like she's got that same innovative spirit that like Archie had, and then obviously that I have, and so I do greatly admire her on that front, and I really do hope that she like stays on with the Social Democrats for a bit longer, because I think I hope she passes that down to the people that she works with, and the people who work under her, because that's how you create like a political legacy. That's how you create a dynasty. And in terms of her government performance, again, can't comment too much on that.
Fair enough.
But I think I will certainly say that she tried. I don't think there's any doubt about that. I think sometimes you do get pulled down by the people you're surrounded by. You do get pulled down by just things that happen during the week. I had that during my first term, and it happens. It happens to the best of us. But I don't think she's out for the count. I think she still has a lot to offer to this community, and I hope she does continue to offer stuff to this community and serve it, because the House of Commons and politics as a whole is stronger with Sunnocence in it and Sunnocence being out of it. We
Yeah,
need
fair
people
enough.
like that in politics, and so I do have a rather positive view of her government, but it is through like rose-tinted glasses, to be fair.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I've got no reply to that. That's absolutely fair enough.
Yeah, and also Transdean will absolutely be part of my plans, of course.
Yeah,
Dodoy.
that's what William TVIX actually said. So there you go.
Yes.
There you go, Williams TVIX.
Oh dear God, Frankie, what are you doing to my speech bubbles?
Oh God. Anyway, swiftly moving on. So right
Definitely moving on.
now,
Yeah,
you run a company called Dean's Inns. Where do you
I do indeed.
operate currently? Where do you operate right
We
now?
operate on Westbridge, and we operate specifically within the Asia area of Westbridge, which is like the little sort of countryside part. It's near the
Fair enough.
that main road. There's also a police station right next to it, which is cool. And yeah, we are like the only business in that area.
Fair
And yeah,
enough.
hopefully, I am hoping to expand it to the Duke of Leinster at some point. I did present some plans for that to like the suggestions channel, and I presented it to the government, but
Fair enough.
obviously there's really not a government right
Yeah.
now. At least
Yeah.
the one that I gave it to is gone, so
Yes.
I can't
Yeah.
don't know where that's going to go, but I'm going to represent
Yeah.
my
Agreed.
plans probably
Fair
next
enough.
term. Yes, but
Fair
yes, I
enough.
run Dean's Inns.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Right. So this probably included for your first answer, but I'm going to say it anyway. You
Yeah,
used to
go
be the
ahead.
Prime Minister back in the days. What do you
Yep.
plan to do differently this time as an independent? So,
Oh, that is good.
yeah,
No, I mean when I was Prime Minister, I was like younger and stupider, if that makes sense.
yeah,
Like
fair.
I think you do grow a bit wise over time.
Yeah,
Not that I'm much wiser, but you do grow wiser.
yes, you
And
do.
you obviously you learn from experiences. I learned very quickly in my first term that you just need to put the foot down on people sometimes, and you just need to
Yeah,
assert yourself, and sometimes you do just need to shoot a few people.
yeah,
As harsh
fair,
as that
fair.
sounds, you do. And that's one good thing, by the way, I'll say about Michael's tenure as Prime Minister. He was not afraid to shoot people. And you know
He
what?
wasn't. He definitely
Yeah,
wasn't.
I think that's really good of him to do. And
Yeah,
I think that was a lesson I learned the hard way. And then in my second term, I started shooting people, and things went
yeah,
well.
fair enough.
So um,
Fair enough. Yeah,
but
yeah,
I think with what I would do differently compared to then and obviously doing now is I think I would definitely be a lot more open to working with people. I think back then I was certainly a lot more stubborn when it came
yeah,
to working with people, but ultimately I do think I still fall into that trap even now. But what I am trying to do with the campaign is say to people, look, if you want to start somewhere in politics and you don't want to like dedicate yourself to a party yet, then join an independence campaign. Like join my one. I'm happy to hire you. you can get your first campaigning experience here. I've done 7 election campaigns in my time. This will be my 8th.
Oh, cool.
Well, obviously, as a party leader, I did 7.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
But as an independent, like running my own campaigns, essentially, this would be my 8th. And while I don't have Blair this time round, sadly, as he's just life and learning how to fly, there's a lot of things I think I've learned off him that I didn't really learn back when I was Prime Minister, like such as some of the election strategies that we would spend hours in VC talking about. He was the one who pioneered them, and I left him to it. But there's a lot of that I'm going to, I think, take on myself and
Fair
sort
enough.
of, be able to. I kind of want to turn myself into Blair a little bit here, turn myself into him, because he's I think he's taught me a lot of things about campaigning and like party management and campaign management that I really want to I definitely want to try and incorporate into myself as a person.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I'll have to in order to adapt to what is a very competitive political environment. So yeah.
Here to that. So,
Mhm.
so that question. A little shout out to someone who just DM'd me and who is actually currently watching the stream right now, still, hopefully.
Okay.
Pharaoh actually gave me that question for me.
Oh, hi Barry. I hope you're doing well, mate. I hope the studies are going well.
He just DM'd me, oh no. Sorry, Pharaoh. Had to. Anyway, that's pretty much all the questions we had. So
I will
yeah.
just quickly say about
Yeah,
Barrio,
go
seeing as
ahead.
we've just quickly
Go ahead.
mentioned him,
Yeah,
and
sure.
because we have a bit of time,
Yeah,
I'll
sure.
just say Barrio.
You said hi.
Hello, Barrio. Um, Seriously, exemplary bot maker. I'm gonna just be genuine here. I'm not trying to advertise his company, which just so happens to be called SB Group. For anyone who's curious, wink, wink.
Fair enough.
But no, genuinely, very good bot maker and someone who is very loyal and a very good friend. And he works at the inns as well, and he does our HR systems. So,
Fair enough, yeah.
just awesome guy. Have to quickly say that on the record.
Fair enough, yeah, that's fair. Okay. The boss wants you to if you look in the interview 2B, the boss wants you to
Okay.
comment on Hello Me Happy campaign, independent.
Oh yes. Oh no,
Yeah.
I do actually feel bad
Want
now
to
because I
comment?
didn't mention his name earlier when I mentioned the
Yeah, yeah,
Independents. Yes,
yeah.
no, happy.
Want to
Also
comment on
works at
that?
the inns. No, I like
Yeah,
him as well. It, no, I mean his independent campaign. I think he's only just done his first post, so I guess we're getting a bit of a live
yes,
reaction here. But
yes,
I think I'm kind of pleased to see him run as much as I would love to have him in my own campaign. I do think that's nice of him to run.
yeah,
Ultimately, the
yeah,
more people that run, the more experience they're going to get, and they'll become stronger and better individuals from that.
true.
So that's great to see. And I'm just
Yeah,
looking at his like campaign posts now, and human generated policies. You know what? Absolute legends. I like that a lot. Human ingenuity above AI. I like that. Um, Revive journalism by deregistering inactive media companies. I mean, yeah, no, I mean, I think governments
fair
sort
enough.
of usually pledge that quite often, but yeah, I mean, that's pretty much in every manifesto I've ever read. Not that it's not an important thing, but it's a very common one, which consistency is always, a good thing as well. And maintaining fun in the private sector, I love that pledge a lot, and I hope I can tie that in with my own sort of pledge for like
Yeah,
longer term storyline based fun role play events instead of
yeah,
the like
fair enough.
short term ones like military coups and regimes.
No, I'm not going to ask Dean yet. Thank you
I
very much.
mean, I'm oh, so hello,
Um,
Killian, by the way.
uh,
I can do a sword duel, although I'm on a laptop, so it's going to be very one-sided.
just got a DM from someone to ask you another question, but I don't
Absolutely.
think that is not a suitable question for YouTube. So I'm not going to do
Oh, how unsuitable are we talking here?
that. Mm. Mm, um,
Quite.
let me just say it on Discord.
We're gonna, ladies and gentlemen, Toothless is actively referring this to his editors for confirmation on whether or not we can say this.
About
Uh,
no,
what?
yep.
Oh, you can. I mean, you can question it. I'm pretty sure it happened, didn't it?
RAP.
Oh no, we can't talk about that.
Yeah.
No,
Exactly.
we can't
Yeah, we're
talk
not
about
going to talk
that.
about that, my friend. No, 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 no. Yeah, yeah. How do you agree? Right. Okay. What? God, yeah,
Any
that was
more
my first.
questions at all? Any more? Anything
Love.
else?
Any more questions for everybody who's watching a live stream? If not, then we'll just sword duel with please.
Yeah, I mean, I'll fight you, mate. But I'm going to lose very horribly. So
I am
you
also
know,
quite rubbish at it as well. So
yeah.
let's see if
This is
I
the
can tell.
thing. I can I even click? Oh yeah, I can. Hold on. Yeah. Okay, I
Okay.
can just tap.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, that.
Oh, bloody
I
hell. I
was
couldn't
not
even, it wouldn't even
prepared.
let me click.
I
So
was
much for
not
that.
prepared. I was not prepared. I was not expecting that. I spawned into the studio down
Well,
below. He still has a sword. Anyway, thank you for being on. Yeah. And thank you everyone for watching the stream.
thank you very much for having me.
No, you are not being censored. Just for to let you know, Williams TVRX. Yeah, thank you for being on. So yeah, good night.
Farewell and good night. Good night and farewell.
Bye.